Erica, take us back to you're moving to Los Angeles, and I believe you booked your first TV show just 2 weeks after moving to LA?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I get obsessive about my goals and my dreams. Obsessive, I think it's a good thing, although it can border on unhealthy. And I knew that I wanted to work in television. I wanted to work in Hollywood. And so before I moved to LA, about 6 months prior, I started researching people to connect with. And I really, I think I emailed about 150 people, cold email. I would watch the credits after a movie. I would look on IMDb, for TV shows that I enjoyed and look up people who were doing what I wanted to do, which at the time was graphic design. And I would cold email and message people. And so that is really what helped me book my first TV show so quickly, because one of the contacts, and now granted, out of 150, maybe 3 people, wrote me back or were helpful. So it wasn't a lot of people, but one of those contacts ended up being very helpful. Actually, maybe 2. But one person really connected with me, and it helped that he was a little younger. He was closer to my age. And so we sort of connected as friends, and that really helped. And I always tell people, when you're trying to make connections in this industry, work on making friends. Really try to think about it as you're connecting with people that you can genuinely connect with, because those are the people that are going to be so much more open to helping you. So that's what happened. So I connected with this one guy, and he was very nice. And I came out to LA 2 weeks, a month maybe, before I was going to move to look for apartments. And I ended up showing him my portfolio so that he could kind of, get an idea of my work. And then when I moved to LA, the very first week, he gave me a test, like a test project to see how I do under pressure and, if I can do this. Designing graphics for television, not that it really requires super different skills than designing graphics for anything else, but the pace is different, and, they're going to be looking for something specific. So, he gave me a test. He actually did pay me for it, which was really sweet. So it was on a show that he was working on, and he gave me one of the graphics and said, here, make this logo. And I guess I passed the test because the next show that he was offered, he couldn't take. And so he recommended me, and then I got to interview for that show, and then I booked it.
When you went back after looking for the apartment, and I'm assuming you flew back, was there any doubt that maybe you wouldn't come out, or you were ready to go?
No. It's so interesting to look back at that time, because I look back and I think, why weren't you more scared? Or why didn't you have more doubt? I was so obsessed. In high school, I had done a summer at UCLA. And I did their intensive theater program. And so I had already spent some time living in Los Angeles, and I was enamored with it. I just thought LA was glamorous and, everything that the movies make LA out to be. I joke about it because at UCLA, we weren't really allowed outside of the UCLA radius on our own. So I was like, LA is so beautiful. It's like, well, Westwood, yes, Erica. Did you see Hollywood or downtown? My heart was pulled to this city. I just knew that I needed to be here. So no. And actually, when I was supposed to move to LA, the week before, I developed a disease in my eye. And I still have it to this day. And my parents were like, maybe you should push off your move like a month or so. Let's get this figured out. And I said, no. I need to be out there now. I started building these contacts. They know that I'm coming in a month. No, I will get an eye doctor out in LA. And that's what I did. So I was determined.
And not only that, but it was 2008.
Yes.
So the economy was unraveling.
Yes.
Things were turbulent.
Yes. I didn't really feel the effects of that until 2009 because I moved towards the end of 2008 and booked that first show so quickly. And then the first show, we did a season and then it was canceled. And so after that show was canceled and then I was unemployed, it was almost like because I booked that show so quickly, I didn't have time to be super confused and alone in LA yet, because I had worked so quickly. And then after that show was canceled and the economy was crashing, and it was incredibly difficult. It was the worst year of my life. I mean, I really struggled.
Right, and I think you've talked about that in your book, and we're hoping to maybe cover that. I just want to go back to one quick thing, and I think that is that something you expected to book a show so fast, or because you had the one contact who seemed dependable, you felt that was something that was definitely going to happen? I mean, is that normal to get some work this fast?
I mean, I don't think I had any expectations in terms of time. I will say, you know, that's something, because I was so passionate about my dreams of working in television, I never considered a time frame. I never said, I need to make this happen in 6 months, or I need to make this happen in 5 years. You know, a lot of people give themselves that deadline, and in my mind, I never did. So I never had any timeline expectations. I was just so excited to be in LA. I mean, I was also terrified once I got here, and I didn't really know people here, so I was very alone. I mean, it was a pretty challenging time, and I was absolutely terrified in the beginning, but I just knew that I was excited. I knew I wanted to be here, so I didn't really have any expectations of when or how it was going to happen.